Hello everyone. We're gonna begin the second shelf here and go through all the Blu-rays. It's another full shelf of Blu-rays, and just sit back and watch this. Alright, so we're gonna start with the Funkos. This is Laurel Palmer from Twin Peaks. This is kind of like the Twin Peaks row, it looks like. Audrey Horne and Agent Cooper from Twin Peaks. So I'm gonna move these out of the way now. Hopefully nothing falls. And we can start with these box sets. So the first one here is Twin Peaks: The Entire Mystery. Got this a few years ago. Fantastic show, my favorite show of all time for sure. And I actually just rewatched it for like the third time this past summer. I love the show. This one has a bunch of special features. It has the first and second season, and it has Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, the movie, which I also have here on Criterion. I'm not sure. Yeah, this has a little more, I believe, than the movie does. I mean, the box set does, and obviously it's Twin Peaks, so I'm gonna get it. And then this is the Revival series that came out in a few years back on Showtime, which I also really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. And that's all three of those. That's my Twin Peaks stuff. I hope they do another season because I'm so down for it. I love that show so much. All right, so let me get these out of the way. And over here we have, as I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite directors is Dario Argento, and Suspiria and Phenomena are my two favorite films from him. Suspiria is one everyone kind of knows, and I want to show off this steelbook, so just give me 1 second. So this is like a very excellent looking steelbook, and it comes with, I believe it comes with the album by Goblin, who did the score for both of these films. I think both of them come with it. And this is like a really, really nice steelbook here. And this one also, Phenomena. This one has a young Jennifer Connelly. I love this film as well, and a fantastic steelbook as well. These two are kind of like proud possession steelbooks for me. Yeah. Also, they're also a regular October watch for me. Every month of Halloween, I'll watch those two. Love those films. Okay, so we're gonna start with the J's in the collection. As I mentioned before, everything is alphabetical. So we're gonna try to push one out here. I'm just gonna push this one out first. So here's JFK. This is a digibook, Oliver Stone film. When I only seen it once. It's very long, but a really enthralling film. Such an entertaining film about the conspiracy and the events of JFK's assassination. I would highly recommend this film to watch. And then we have Jackie. Oh, it's related to JFK actually. So this is Jackie, more about Jackie Kennedy after the assassination of her husband, and it's a film with Natalie Portman in that role. I love this film. I think it captures emotion very well. The score is excellent. This slipcover is also great because it opens up. I think they should do more films releases with that kind of slipcover because I really like it. Great film if you haven't seen it. That's a good one to have in the collection. And then another good one to have is Jackie Brown, which is a Quentin Tarantino film. I rate it pretty highly, probably in the mid Quentin Tarantino type films, but this is a really good film, very entertaining film. Pam Grier is in this film, kind of like a revival for her coming back into this film, but this is a great film. I have a custom edition of Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday. As I showed earlier, I had the first 8 Friday the 13th films, and then this one was custom made because it wasn't included in the box. This is a pretty well made release. You know, you can watch the film perfectly fine. I do have that box set coming in from Scream Factory soon, so I'm not sure what to do with this edition yet. I might get rid of it, might just keep it because I do like the cover. Next film in the collection is Jeepers Creepers. This is a pretty good horror film actually. I enjoy watching it. I probably should get like a Scream Factory version of this one because I hate these J cards where they just put a card on an old release. I think it's the laziest thing ever. But this is a pretty great film. 2 is pretty good too. I wouldn't mind owning that one, but 3 was abysmal. I hated that one. Another one of my favorite horror films actually is Jennifer's Body. I'm a huge Megan Fox fan, even still today. Like, I love her. So this film was great to see her in that type of role. It's kind of not so serious, a little comedic, but very kind of like a cult classic now for me. And I do like this cover. If they ever re-release this in a nice steelbook or something, I would get it because I really like this film. Speaking of nice steelbook, we have John Wick chapters 1 through 3 in here. All of the films are great. Keanu Reeves is great in this. I think I might like 3 Parabellum the best because I just feel like the action captured in that one is just fantastic. But all you can't go wrong with any of them. They're all really great films. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Next one up is Jojo Rabbit. One of the best films of 2019, actually. This is directed by, I'm going to butcher his name, Taika Waititi. He directed Thor, Ragnarok, and he did a phenomenal job with this. This film is primarily a comedy, and it's really funny as well, but I felt very dramatic and emotional elements with this film as well. I think Thomasin McKenzie is great in this. She's like a great upcoming actress. I think she's gonna have a great career. This is a wonderful film if you haven't seen it. Next up is another great film from 2019, Joker, with Joaquin Phoenix. Of course, he won the Academy Award for his performance. Great looking steelbook with the infamous dance scene right there. I can't complain about this film. Todd Phillips did a remarkable and surprising job with this, and I have no complaints about it. I think it was a really great film, very rewatchable as well. Another film with one of these nice opening slips, which I actually love, so I'm gonna try to open this one. So this is Joy, the Jennifer Lawrence film about the woman who invented the Miracle Mop, which has seemed like an odd premise for a film back when it came out, but I thought it was well made by David O. Russell. Good cast. He likes reusing that cast, like that Silver Linings Playbook cast, and I think this one was good too. Time for some steelbooks. So this is the original Jumanji. As you can see, the game board, the Robin Williams version. Classic nostalgic film from my childhood. I've seen it so many times. It's very rewatchable. Kind of spawned an era of Jumanji craze, and I love it. I was iffy about the kind of like the remakes, not the remake, sorry, like the sequel slash, kind of feels like a spin-off because it's so modern. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. This is the steelbook right here. I love this film. I thought it was hilarious. I really liked the combo of The Rock and Kevin Hart, and also Jack Black as well. I think it was smart. They did a good job switching to video game format instead of like a board game. I thought it was very good. I was also iffy about the sequel. The sequel is not as good. The steelbook itself is not as good either. But there were moments in here that was fine. It's a perfectly fine sequel, I guess. Was it necessary? Probably not. We could have done without it, but for what it was fine. I do hope they don't make any more though. I think they'll just go into overkill territory with that then. So I have another steelbook. This is the entire Jurassic World collection. They call it the Jurassic World collection, but this includes all of the Jurassic Park films. So it has Jurassic Park 1, which is fantastic, of course. Lost World, which I think is okay. Jurassic Park 3, which I don't really like. Jurassic World, which I actually loved because I think they did a good job bringing that back to a new audience and having Chris Pratt as the lead. And then Fallen Kingdom, which I thought was okay, probably unnecessary, much like the latest Jumanji. I know they're trying to make more, but I don't know if I'm so hyped about it. However, this collection is nice. Another steelbook of Justice League, the DCEU film. I thought this film was uneven, and you can tell because they switched filmmakers throughout it, and it just doesn't land as well, but it's okay. Some parts I like. I do like Wonder Woman. She had like a prominent part in this, which was good, but it's not like the Avengers. Like Justice League, the worst Avengers is still better than Justice League. This is Justine, which is kind of like an erotic film. I think it's from Vinegar Syndromes. Yeah, sometimes I just get some of their titles here. Kick-Ass 2. I do have Kick-Ass 1. It's part of a triple pack, and I'm not sure where it comes up, but it will come up soon. I rewatched this the other day. Pretty good. I think it lives up to the original one. It's pretty. I guess it's more violent, and people had more problems with it. But I thought it was a fine sequel to the first one. If they ever do a 3, I wouldn't mind it. Once I rewatched the first one, I knew I had to get the second one, and it's still good. So Here's one of my newer pickups, Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm kind of watching and slash rewatching some of the Studio Ghibli films, and this one I saw on HBO Max and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I think it's one of the best ones. I thought the animation was excellent, the story is excellent, such a light-hearted, fun film. And then they're re-releasing these films on Steelbook one by one. So I'm definitely, well, I'll get some more, but this one I definitely had to get because I love it. And it's a really nice Steelbook as well. This is a Steelbook of Kill Bill Volume 1, and then let me just do Volume 2 as well. I got them both on Steelbook. Great films. They kind of count as one film because they just kind of take place right after each other, but great films. I like Uma Thurman as the lead. No one can make a film quite like Quentin Tarantino can. There's like so much style and great dialogue with what he does. Another Steelbook here, one of the comic book Steelbooks of King Kong, the extended and theatrical edition. This is the Peter Jackson one, which I really love. It is a long film, and the first hour feels like a completely different film. I mean, you can perceive it as it's a waste of time because once you get to the island, things really change. But I think it was good. I like the build up. I like this entire film. I think it's very rewatchable. Kong Skull Island doesn't quite live up to what this set up, in my opinion. Here's a Terrence Malick film. I'm actually a big fan of Terrence Malick. I love his films. Like Tree of Life is fantastic. That's coming up later. Knight of Cups was a really good one as well, where it was very experimental and the dialogue was just like never there, and he just had them make it up on the spot and just make up what to do. And I think it really worked. Even though it's probably frustrating for the cast, especially like Christian Bale, I heard was frustrated. But this is a good film. It's not for everyone. Not everyone will like that. You have to kind of like Terrence Malick's work and know about it if you want to watch that, really. Here's a very nice looking steelbook of Knives Out. When I saw this in the cinemas, I was very amazed by how great this was. It's kind of like a whodunit, and it mixes genre as well. It's like thrilling. It's a good mystery. There's good comedy in it. Daniel Craig with a very weird accent. I also like these steelbooks that come with this protective slip as well. That's pretty cool. This is a great film. Showed that Rian Johnson can do very well with films. A lot of people had a problem with The Last Jedi, and I don't. So I knew it was going to be a good film. One of the best films I've seen in recent years is actually Knock Knock. This is like such an incredibly stupid film, but it's so funny. It's by Eli Roth. This is probably my favorite Eli Roth film, actually, because it's like so self-aware, so funny, and it introduced us to Ana de Armas and Lorenza Izzo. Such a good film if you haven't seen it. So quotable as well. That's a good comedy horror. Here's a good end of the world scenario type film, Knowing, with Nicolas Cage. This is by Alex Proyas as well. I like the concept. Some of the delivery falls flat near the end, but I think overall that's a good film. I also like these apocalyptic type films. I have a few in my collection. That's one of the better ones, I think. Here's like one of the best animated films I've seen. Definitely the best one from Laika Studios, Kubo and the Two Strings. I rewatched this recently. It's phenomenal. The story, the animation, the score, everything is amazing about it. That one did not let me down. I don't remember when I got this, but this is like a French film called La Belle Noise, The Beautiful Troublemaker. Pretty good film. Really long. I think it's like 2 parts and maybe even 2 discs, but pretty good film. Got this one over abroad in England. I was trying to see if it opens up. So this is LA Confidential. Obviously it's region free, so it works here. Pretty great gangster type mystery film with a really good cast. Doesn't get a lot of love, but I like LA Confidential. One of my favorite films of, I think, 2016, La La Land. Damien Chazelle did a wonderful job with this film and presenting it as a musical. It was fantastic. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone are fantastic in it. I think Emma Stone was wonderful in this. The music is good. Cinematography, the musical numbers, the dances, everything is great in this film. The only thing I don't like is this steelbook. I really don't like it that much. I wish they did a better job with that one. Labyrinth, a Jim Henson film. The effects and such feel dated now, but you know, there's like kind of a nostalgic element to it. And I think Jennifer Connelly was in some good films when she was younger. She's still in good stuff, but Another film that I absolutely loved, Greta Gerwig's debut, director wise. Saoirse Ronan's fantastic in it. Such a funny film, extremely rewatchable. Lady Bird, love this film. Should have won Best Picture whatever year it came out because it was so good. Here's a Christmas film that I actually did enjoy. Last Christmas with Emilia Clarke, Henry Golding. It has issues and it's kind of predictable with like the twist and everything, but I think they had good chemistry. The music of George Michael was heavily in it, but I thought it was a good film. Might be something I'll watch every holiday season now. I don't know. There's something about that film that's quite good, and I'm doing this wrong. The original Last House on the Left, Wes Craven's film, pretty good revenge horror film right here. And then the sequel I also have that they made last decade, Last House on the Left. That one is also pretty good. And then The Strangers, which the reason I got this was The Strangers. I love that film. The sequel didn't live up to it, but that film was like amazing when I first saw it. And A Perfect Getaway, which was okay, but pretty damn predictable, that one. A really good Tom Cruise film, The Last Samurai. Long film, but well worth it. Well, great acting, and it's nice to see that type of setting in film. Lawless, a nice steelbook here. Sort of like a Western crime film with Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy. Really great cast. Look at that cast. Fantastic cast. Great steelbook. I've only seen it once, but I remember loving it, so I'm going to try to watch that one day. There's so much to choose from nowadays to watch. Another great film, especially for the acting of Nicolas Cage and Elizabeth Shue, Leaving Las Vegas, based on the book about an alcoholic, like an alcoholic who's trying to drink himself to death. And I recently rewatched this, and I noticed that the author actually killed himself after writing that book, and then the movie rights happening, and that's a kind of a depressing story, but it's cool. Great film. Legally Blonde 1 and 2. I like Legally Blonde 1. Reese Witherspoon's great in that film. 2, not as good, but this is worth having. The collection is great. Sometimes when I like the first film and then the second one's just okay, but it comes in a collection, I'll still get it just to have that extra title. Leon the Professional, pretty nice steelbook with young Natalie Portman in this film. This is an early Luc Besson film. This is actually a classic. Gary Oldman is great in that one. Here's a bootleg release of Let It Be, which is the kind of like documentary film of the Beatles and like the turmoil that went into recording the album, and then their last concert ever on the rooftop. Fantastic. Love this soundtrack. Love everything about the Beatles. So like if there's a Beatles thing, even if it's like a bootleg on Blu-ray, I will get it. This here was an incredible film, Life of Pi by Ang Lee. I thought it deserved Best Picture and Best Director as well. It's cinematically so amazing to watch. Beautiful film, beautiful story, very emotional story as well. I think this was a highlight of last decade or whatever decade it came out. I love that film. I'm a big fan of Stitch. I think he's the best Disney animated character. Very endearing, very emotional film as well. Lovely film. Lilo and Stitch 1. 2 is okay, it's not too bad, but it's nice to see Stitch, and nice to have a 2-film collection of that. Another film that I thought was a highlight of last decade was Lion. Tremendous film. The child actor, whose name isn't written here, so I don't think I know it, it was fantastic in this film. This is like an amazing true story, and just the presentation of it was fantastic. Amazing film. Like I can't praise Lion enough. Like that's the type of film that like after you watch it you think about it for like days. It's amazing. The Lion King, the original animated film, I think it's pretty good. Not my favorite Disney tale, but it's a classic. You can't, like, everyone knows Lion King. It's so annoying putting things back in. And then of course the Lion King live action remake, which I think is okay. It's kind of by the books, by the numbers remake. Like it's very just follows whatever happened in Lion King, but loses a lot of the emotional heart in that film. And I guess it has to do with the animals being so photorealistic. They don't really emote that well, but that was fine. It's not like one of the best live action Disney's. Little Mermaid. I really do like this slip. I think it's great. This is a pretty good Disney film. They're doing a live action one, which I hope is good. Greta Gerwig's follow up to Lady Bird is Little Woman, and I love this film. I've seen variations of this film, so I've seen this one. I've seen one from the 90s. I forgot who was in that one, but that one was pretty good too. And then the BBC miniseries, which was also pretty good, with Ethan Hawke's daughter in it. This film is amazing. The cast is fantastic. Saoirse Ronan is my favorite actress going today. Very something I do want to rewatch again, but it will take time because it is a long film. Love that one. Lizzie, pretty decent look into the life of Lizzie Borden and her killing her parents. Chloe Sevigny and Kristen Stewart are in this film. They're both pretty good. I think it could have been better, but it's a pretty violent affair. I think the story is interesting. Speaking of interesting stories, one that is super weird is The Lobster, with Colin Farrell. I love the concept of this, and I think it's darkly hilarious. This is an excellent film. If you have not watched that, please do so. A Steven Soderbergh heist, kind of in the vein of Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, but like more redneck, I guess. But this is a really good film. I think the heist itself is very fun to watch. The cast chemistry is great. Logan Lucky was a highlight of whatever year it came out, and that was also the first film I saw with MoviePass when that existed. And when it actually worked, I was super psyched. I was like, wow, it worked. Lord of the Rings, the theatrical versions, 3-film collection. I think I like Return of the King. Well, the Two Towers actually the best, but all three are great. I didn't feel the need to get the extended editions unless they have like a small, regular Blu-ray you could just stick in. I don't want like a big box set, but this is a great series. Everyone knows that's great. A film not everyone will like, but it's a David Lynch film, so obviously I love it. Lost Highway. I still don't think I understand all of it completely all the way through. It's like a mind fuck, but I love this film. Lost Highway. Lost in Translation. Another one of my favorite directors, Sofia Coppola. Wonderful film. Bill Murray's fantastic in this. I think this is such a memorable film and one of the best ones. Probably the best one that she made. Lost River, which was a directorial debut by Mr. Ryan Gosling, and I thought this was really good. It takes a lot it feels like a Nicholas Winding Refn film, so it's like a little artsy, more style than substance, but I think it was good. Nice soundtrack as well. Sometimes the soundtrack sells the film, even for me anyways. Love in the Afternoon, a nice Audrey Hepburn film. Not one of my favorites from her, but I think it's well acted. Has a decent plot as well. One of the weaker ones I have from her in my collection. Love Never Dies, which is a sequel to Phantom of the Opera. When we get to the P's, you'll see that I actually love Phantom of the Opera, but this is the sequel. Picked it up for cheap, knew nothing about it, and I thought it was like really crap. Like I couldn't get into it. Oh, by the way, this is like a live, I don't want to say Broadway because in England they don't have Broadway, but it's like one of those Broadway productions, live recorded. Kind of like how Hamilton is on Disney Plus, but this was bad. Like I couldn't get into the music. I couldn't get into it at all. I don't know why I still have it, honestly. Lovelace, film about Linda Lovelace, the porn star. This is with Amanda Seyfried. This is an okay film, not great, but it's fine. So that's that shelf. I'm going to continue in the next video with the next one. Thank you.